Keith Thurman, a shocking result tonight. What's your reaction to the fight tonight?
You know, earlier this year, Tim Tszyu signed a contract to come over from Australia to fight me.
Hey, what do you think?
Which was
Bakhram.
Bakhram did good.
Yeah. I told you we're gonna beat him.
It did.
Yeah.
I told him because we trained with him the whole time. I told him, and I told Sean Porter we're gonna stop him within 6 rounds.
It did.
And Sean was saying like,
You put the money down?
Nah,
It's all good.
we're not putting money in.
It's all good. So, Tim came over here with a lot of confidence that he's just going to come to America and, be a superstar. Now, America's all about making dreams happen, and never give up on a dream, And I believe that's why he did what he did tonight, But you plan to fight Thurman. You didn't fight Thurman, right? You fought a replacement, which you didn't even train for. Barely lost. The kid just happened to give you such an awkward fight with a whole bunch of jabs. You overstepped, walked into his elbow, freak accident. It'll never happen again in boxing, right? That will never happen again in boxing. Yes, maybe they should have stopped it by the 3rd round, but the fans are there. Everybody waited. The Thurman fight fell out. They just want to end the night on something, And Tszyu doesn't have quit in him anyways. And he wanted to move forward. And he wanted to press. And, and he just fell short of victory, which is okay. Let's see what's next. But this is what's next. You want to go from a 2-time unified champion to the replacement of, a top fighter, lose, and now the next fight is another champion, undefeated champion. It's applaudable, but one could say, maybe the team should just let him take a different type of fight after your first career loss. But here he is with his vengeance and this and that. So, it's hard. I'm a thinker. I'm very independent. You see me here? Who's with me? Where's my entourage? Right?
It's true.
I think for myself. Not every fighter thinks for themselves. There's a reason why we have coaches. My coaches helped me prepare, but my coaches never gave me a game plan. Keith Thurman makes his own game plan. That means I'm the chess master. I'm methodical, And so when he signed up for this fight, I saw as working the telecast, so I had to do research on both fighters. Of course, I already researched Tszyu this year, and of course, I tuned into the Fundora fight. I didn't really have to do work on him. I had to do work on Bakhram. First thing I saw with Bakhram was how many punches he throws. So I knew from the start of the fight that Tim Tszyu is going to fight a man that's going to throw more punches than him, right? So if I throw 10 punches and you throw 2 punches, what type of strategy and what type of defense are you bringing to the table that your 2 are more effective than my 10, right? And it's hard to do, but we run into this, because fighters have a tendency to throw on average X amount of punches. So if my X is 25 a round and this guy's X is 55 a round, like when I fought Sean Porter, I knew Sean Porter had a higher work rate than I do. So how do you win? You have to nullify the man's offense with your defense, right? And you maybe some movement, head movement, defense, but when they're throwing 10 punches and you're throwing 2, they're only allowed to land 1 out of the 10, so that your 2 that get through are more impressive. And sometimes it's still not more impressive because the 10 that are coming at you, they're still hitting the guard and you're up against the ropes and the judges are just going to give him credit for that. So you finally did land 2 punches, but now you guys are kind of even. And then if the judges have to pick, are they going to pick the evenness of that? They're going to pick the one who threw more punches. So I already saw that Bakhram, theoretically, just from my eyes, has the capacity to take rounds from him. Of course, I wasn't sure what Bakhram power was truly like. But another tendency that I saw in my research was those awkward hooks of Bakhram, how he loves to throw them around the glove. And if Tim Tszyu would have paid attention to tape, he would have known, the jab's going to come, because Bakhram likes to throw a lot of jabs, but once that hook is coming, I need to be here, not here. Because if I'm here, there's that room that he can come around. But that wasn't even the punch that did it. The punch that did it was every time Tszyu went to the body, he leaned over, he was looking down here, his right hand was down, and as he went to throw the punch, the left hook to the temple got him. His legs were never the same. That's why he got dropped 3 times. It wasn't, in my book, it wasn't 3 knockdowns. It was 1 knockdown. It was like a consecutive knockdowns because of the first knockdown, right? It wasn't like placing punches to the point to where it was this type of knockdown, that type of knockdown, blah, blah, blah. And then the final knockdown was another temple shot, which was devastating once again from the same mistake. So Tszyu couldn't recognize why he got caught. The team couldn't recognize, hey, you just got caught by a left hook. Keep your right hand up. Don't let that happen again, right? It's one thing to get knocked down, boom, and then to get knocked down, boom, from an uppercut. You're getting knocked down from different angles, but he got knocked down from the same punch. That's why I talk my talk, I walk my walk, I try to sell the fight, this and that. But outside of some comedy, there is reasonings why I say what I say to certain fighters. When I said flat-footed Tszyu, I said Mexican Tszyu, what you gonna do, you know? And I was happy it got under his skin, you know? I was waiting for something, that whole press conference, he was like a stone. He was just, I called him out of his race and his character, and he's like, and then he defended Mexicans. Don't talk bad about Mexicans, you know? And I was like, yes, I got him, I got his emotions, you know? I was like, I finally shook him, you know? And so I got to tease him and poke at him, you know? But the only reason why I call him a Mexican Tszyu is because of the flat-footed move-forward approach that I saw in tape leading up to my contracted fight March 30th, which we actually saw the same style of performance, right? So it's very, you know, and let's be honest, we love Mexican fighters. We love Canelo. So there's nothing really wrong with that Mexican style, but you need to know that if you're gonna move forward, if you're gonna do this, you know, you gotta have your hands up tight. You don't want to just leave holes like that. I'm notorious for my left hook, you know? I had a lot of confidence. Bakhram was only using a little bit of ring movement. I knew that my feet are something that Tim Tszyu's never seen, you know? And the one thing I didn't like leading up to the presser in my fight was they asked him, you're fighting the unified champion, the former unified welterweight champion of the world, Keith one-time Thurman. Is there anything new that you're doing in this camp to be more prepared for this fight? No, a fight's a fight. You throw 1,000 punches in preparation, and here's a new camp, I'm gonna throw 1,000 more, the same way as I always have, you know?